se whaupoponga nei o le tatou le sona o le matematika mo le tausanga se fulu ma le lua.
Our topic for today, we will be talking about algebra. So algebra with the learning outcome of solve simultaneous equation using substitution, elimination, and graphical methods. And this lesson will be for Year 12 students. What is simultaneous equation, by the way? So simultaneous equations are equations that apply at the same time. So we will be looking at two equations with two unknowns applying or solving at the same time. The solution will be the number or the numbers of x and y that will satisfy both of the equation. So whatever numbers of value of x that we're going to get, we will satisfy both equation 1 and equation 2. If we have two unknowns, we need two equations in order to solve for x and y. So unknown variable will be x and y, and that will be two equations as well. So examples of this. So we have x plus y is equal to 5, and the second one, y is equal to 2x minus 1. So in this case, we are looking at y here as the subject of one of the equation. The next one, we have 2x minus y is equal to 7, and 3x plus y is equal to 13. So both variable x and variable y are on the same side of the equation. So we will use different method here. And so as the last one. So all of those are good examples of what we're going to do in our lesson for today. For this particular lesson, what are the three methods? So as we say in our learning outcome, first one is substitution method. Then we have elimination method, and the last one is graphical method. But for this particular lesson, we will be talking on substitution method and elimination method.
Our example on the board, we will create some of various examples in order for us to know more about our methods already discussed today. So remember, there are two methods that we are going to discuss today, and those two methods will be substitution method and elimination method. So substitution method, it's when one of the variables becomes the subject of the equation. So when we look at our number 1, so we have y is equal to 4x plus 1, and the other equation will be 2x plus 3y, and that is equal to 31. So let's say our first equation, so let's mark our first equation number 1, and this will be our second equation. So when we have a close look at our equation there, so there are two of those one, and one of them, y is the subject. So we are already given the value of y. So because we are using the substitution method, we are going to bring the value of y here, which is 4x plus 1, and substitute or replace the value of y here. So in order to do that, we are going to say, we have our second equation. So 2x plus 3y. So instead of putting y here, now we are bringing the whole value of y here. So now y there will be equal to 4x plus 1, and all of that will be equal to 31 here. Then now we have something like 2x plus 3 multiplied by 4x plus 1, and that is equal to 31. So that really means we already assign our substitution into our equation to obtain our values for x. So expanding and solving to make our value of x. So now we have 2x here, and then plus 3 times 4x is equal to 12x. And 3 times 1 is equal to, yes, 3. And that is equal to 31. So in this case, we have 2x plus 12x. We are going to collect those like terms, plus 3, and that is equal to 31. So let's go ahead and complete our solving of the equation. So we're going to minus 3 both sides. So this 3 minus 3 will cancel out. 2x plus 12x, that will be equal to 14x. And that is equal to 31 minus 3. The answer will be 28. So the next one, we are dividing both sides by 14. Then we have x. 28 divided by 14 is equal to 2. So now we got our value of x, which is equal to positive 2. So the next stage of simultaneous equation, remember in simultaneous, when we go ahead and find the value, we are finding the value of both x and y. So we got our value of x. We are going to substitute this x into that value of x in order for us to get our value of y. So to do that, let's have our proving side here. So we're going to have our first equation, which is y is equal to 4x. So instead of putting x there, we're going to substitute our 2 here. So 4 times 2 and then plus 1. So now 4 times 2 is equal to 8, and 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. So now we have our value of x and our value for y. So therefore, our values for our answer will be, the value of x will be 2, and the value of y will be 9. And that is our common point, or the point of intersection of the following two equations there. The next one, we have 4x minus 5y is equal to 5. And then the other equation will be y is equal to 6x minus 1. So again, we need to label our equation. So this is equation 1, and this is our second one. So we are going to sub this value of y inside here in order for us to collect our x value and get our required value for x. So as we did in our first example, so 4x minus 5. So then replace this y with 6x minus 1, and that is equal to 5. So continue with our calculation. So 4x, negative 5 times 6x, that will be negative 30x. Negative 5 times negative 1, that will be positive 5. And all of that will be equal to that 5 on the other side of the equation. So now we are going to minus 5 both sides. So minus 5 both sides. So this one will cancel out. 4 minus 30x, that will be negative 26x. And that is equal to 5 minus 5 will be equal to 0. So the last part, we are dividing both sides by negative 26. Negative 26. So our x here, 0 divided by any number, the answer will be 0. So our value of x is equal to 0. Again, so we are going to prove and sub the value of x here into our equation to obtain our value of y. So in this side, we are going to bring our equation 2, which is y is equal to 6 multiplied by x here, which is we already got that 0 there, and then minus 1. So our final value of y, 6 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 1, the answer will be negative 1. So our final stage will be our important point of intersection. That point will be x is equal to 0 and y is equal to negative 1. So the common point or the point of intersection of these two equations is 0 and negative 1. Let's look at our next one. So the next one, we have 3x plus y is equal to 23. And then 4x minus 2y is equal to 34. So according to our notes, we say that when both values of the variable is on one side of the equation, then this form of substitution method is not able to apply. So what we are going to do, we are going to use the second method, which is elimination method. So elimination method is basically you are going to eliminate one of the variables. So eliminate there means wipe off or to cut out one of the variable. So same base of calculation. So this is our equation 1 and this is our second one. So looking at these figures, we have 3x there and 4x here. That's a y and a negative 2y. So what we are going to do, we are going to find the value or find any ideas that will make one of the variable unique with both equations. So I'm telling you what I meant. So in this case, I am going to multiply the first equation by 2. So we want to eliminate the variable y. So multiplying the top part by 2 will give us 2 times 3x is equal to 6x. 2 times y is equal to positive 2y. And then 2 times 23 is equal to 46. So let's name this is our equation 3. So we are going to bring down our equation 2 as the same one in order for us to have our compilation. So this remains the same. So 4x minus 2y, that is equal to 34. So let's name that is still our equation 2. Okay, now, so when you look at our situation there, we can see that we have a unified value of y here. So this is 2y and this is negative 2y. So under simultaneous equation, you are allowed to either add this equation or minus in order to help you to eliminate one of the variables. So by looking at positive 2 and negative 2, let's go ahead and add these two equations. So equation 3 plus equation 4 or equation 2. So 6x plus 4x, the answer here will be 10x. 2y plus negative 2y, that will be 0y. So let's put 0y here. And 46 plus 34, that will be equal to 80. So as you may see, that 0y, it's now eliminated, which is the main purpose of this method, is to eliminate one of the variables. So now we have 10x is equal to 80. Dividing both sides by 10 and the other side of the equation, so our x here will be equal to 80 divided by 10. The answer will be 8. Now, so we have our value of x. Let's bring that value of x and sub to any of those equations to obtain our value of y. So if we are going to use our let's say we are going to use equation number 1. So 3x, so instead of that x, we are going to replace with 8. So 3 times 8 plus y, and that will be equal to 23. So 3 times 8 is equal to 24. 24 plus y is equal to, yes, 23. Minus 24 both sides to obtain our value of y. So now we have y is equal to 23 minus 24. The answer will be negative 1. So now we have our value of x and value of y. Let's put it together as a common point. So the common point of intersection between these two equations will be our x value is 8 and our y value is negative 1. So the point will be 8, negative 1. The next one is 6x minus 5y is equal to 70. And the other one is 3x plus 2y is equal to 26. So as you can see here, it's quite hard to manage or to find a way to multiply one of the equation in order to unify, like what we did here. We only multiply the top one by our number 2. So what we are going to do here, we are going to multiply both of the equations using a certain coefficient given there. So but before we go to do that, so this is our labeling equation 1 and this is our second one. So our number 3, we were able to eliminate our variable y. So now in here, let's try and eliminate our variable x. So because we want to eliminate one of the variable, and our variable x, let's say we're going to multiply the top part or the top equation by the coefficient of x here, which is 3. And we will do the same with this one. So we are multiplying the top part or the bottom part here by the coefficient of x there, which is 6. So expanding them, so 3 times 6x will be 18x. 3 times negative 5y, that will be negative 15y. 3 times 70 there, that will be 210. So let's mark this one as our equation 3. We do the same with the last one. 6 times 3x is equal to 18x. 6 times 2, that will be 12y. And 6 times 26, so 6 times 6 is equal to 36. So 6 carry 3. And 6 times 2 is 12 plus 3 is equal to 15. So now this one is 156. So after doing our calculation there, now we can observe our result that the coefficient of x here is now the same, which is the main purpose that we are going to do in order for us to eliminate the variable x. So now we are going to take the difference of these two because 18 minus 18 will be 0. So 18x minus 18x, that will be 0x. Negative 15y minus positive 12y, that will be negative 27y. And that is equal to 210 minus 156. So that will be 54. Yes, the answer will be 54. So again, this x will be eliminated, so not needed anymore here. And we only have negative 27y is equal to 54. So dividing both sides by negative 27 to obtain our value of y. So this one will be cancelled out. So our y is equal to 54 divided by negative 27. the answer will be negative 2. Negative 2. Okay, so now we have our value of y. Let's bring that y and sub to equation 1 in order for us to get our results for the value of x. So if we are going to use our equation 1 there, so that will be 6x and then minus 5 times y. So y here is negative 2. And that is equal to 70. So now we have 6x here. Negative 5 times negative 2, that will be positive 10. And that is equal to, yes, number 70. So continue with our computation. So we minus 10 both sides. So we have 6x here, and that is equal to 60. So dividing both sides by 6. So now we have x is equal to 10. So the value of x is equal to 10. So after doing our substitution there, we can say our final value, or the final point of intersection, or the common point of these two different equations will be x is equal to 10 and y is equal to negative 2. So x is equal to 10 and y is equal to negative 2. You need to write that in a coordinates form, x, y, and that's why we have 10, negative 2 as our answer. Our activity, pretty much the same with what we did in our discussion. So the first one, we have x is equal to 5y. That would be equation 1. And then 4x minus y is equal to 38. So now we have our x as the subject. So let's use our substitution method to do the 8 there. So we have 4 here. So instead of saying x, so we're going to substitute the value of 5y there. So 4 multiplied by 5y, and that is minus y, is equal to 38. So 4 times 5y is equal to 20y, minus y is equal to 38. So 20y minus y, that will be equal to 19y. And that is equal to 38. The last one, we are dividing both sides by 19. Therefore, our y, the value of y, will be equal to 2, because 38 divided by 19 is equal to 2. Next, we are going to sub our value of y here to our equation at the top in order to get our value of x. So we're going to use here to this side to do that. So x is equal to 5y. Now x here, that will be 5 multiplied by y, which is 2. So let's bracket 2 there. Therefore, our value of x is equal to 10. So x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 2. So the answer for that one will be 10, 2. Remember, we need to do this after all our exercise and our numbers in order for us to say that that is the common point from the two equations there. Next one, we have x plus 3y is equal to 27. And we have the subject y here is equal to 7 minus x. So now we have a value of y here. So x plus 3y. So instead of y, we're going to bring the value of y here, which is 7 minus x. And that will be equal to 27 there. So this is x plus 3 times 7 is equal to 21. And 3 times negative x will be negative 3x. And all of this will be equal to 27. Now we have x plus 21 minus 3x. That will be equal to 27. So let's go and minus 21 from here. So this one will cancel out. So x minus 3x, that will be negative 2x. And 27 minus 21, the answer will be positive 6. Dividing both sides by negative 2 will give us the answer for the value of x. 6 divided by negative 2, the answer will be negative 3. Now we have our value of x. Let's do the same to obtain our value of y. So y here, y is equal to 7 minus x. So now 7 minus the value of x here, which is negative 3. 7 minus negative 3, the answer will be positive 10. So our final answer will be x is equal to negative 3 and y is equal to positive 10. And that is the answer for that one. Next one, we have 4x minus 3y is equal to 11 and 2x plus 5y is equal to negative 14. So with that one, we are going to use elimination method because we want to eliminate one of the variable. So looking at this case, we have 4x here and 2x here. So if we are going to multiply this one by 2, it will create 4x in this situation and it will be able to eliminate with the 4x on the top. So we're going to multiply the second equation by 2. So 2 times 2x is equal to, yes, 4x. And 2 times 5y is equal to 10y. 2 times negative 14, remember the number here, we are multiplying to every term inside the bracket. So it will be negative 28. So let's have this our equation 3. Now we are going to compare or to use our equation 1 to do our elimination. So let's put it here in order for us to easily identify what we're going to do. So 4x minus 3y, and that is equal to 11. So this remains the same. Again, this is our original equation 1. So this 4x is the same with this 4x. So it's easy to us to eliminate our variable x. So taking the difference or minus, so 4x minus 4x, that will be eliminated. 10 minus negative 3y, so 10y minus negative 3y, that will be 13y. And that is equal to negative 28 minus 11, the answer will be negative 39. So dividing both sides by 13, dividing here by 13, gives us the value of y will be equal to negative 39 divided by 13, the answer will be negative 3. And that is our value of y. Now, so let's use this side to sub this value of y in our equation 1 to obtain our value of x. So we have 4x here minus 3y, so minus 3 multiplied by the value of y, which is another negative 3, and that is equal to 11. So we have 4x here, negative 3 times negative 3, the answer will be positive 9. And that is equal to 11 there. So minus 9 both sides. To remove our 9 from here, so we have 4x and 11 minus 9 is equal to 2. Dividing both sides by 4, our final value of x will be equal to 1 over 2, because 2 divided by 4. So that will be 1 over 2, or we can say that is a 0.5. Therefore, we got our x here, with our y there, our final point will be half or 0.5 for the value of x and negative 3 for our value of y. The last one, we have 2x minus 5y is equal to 28, that's equation 1, and 7x minus 3y is equal to 69 for our equation 2. So this is very similar with what we did in our example. So we need to nominate which variable that we need to eliminate. So if we agree to eliminate x, then we will use the coefficient of x. If we want to eliminate y, we will use the coefficient of y. So it's all up to us. They all present the same result. But in this case, we already eliminated x here, so let's eliminate y here. So to eliminate y, we're going to multiply the top equation by this coefficient of y. So let's multiply by 3 here. And we'll do the same with the second one with the coefficient of y in equation 1. So 3 times 2x, that will be 6x. 3 times negative 5x, that will be negative 15y. And 3 times 28, so 3 times 8 is equal to, yes, 3, 8, 24, so 4 carry 2. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 will be 84. And then the last one, we have 5 times 7x, that will be 35x. 5 times negative 3y will be negative 15y. And then 5 times 69, so 5, 9 is equal to 45. So 5 carry 4, and 5, 6 is 30, plus 4 will be 34. So now let's name this as our equation 3, and this one will be equation 4. So in order for us to distinguish between our different equations there. So now this is negative 15y, and we have another negative 15y here. So easily eliminated by taking the difference. So equation 3 minus equation 4. So 6x minus 35x, that will be equal to negative 29x. For this one, we have negative 15y minus negative 15y, that will be eliminated. And then 84 minus 345, so let's put it here. So 345 take away 84. So 5 minus 4 is equal to 1, and 34 minus 8, that will be 26. So 345 minus 84, the answer will be 261. So because 84 minus 345, the answer will be negative 261. So last step, so dividing both sides by negative 29. So this is negative 29, cancel out, so our value of x here will be equal to negative 261 divided by negative 29. The answer there will be positive 9. So the answer will be positive 9. Now we have our x, so let's sub this value of x into our equation 2 to get our value of y. So in this side, you can see that we're going to use 7x, so 7 times x, which is 9, and then minus 3y, and that is equal to 69. So 7 times 9 is equal to 63, So let's go and minus 63 both sides. So this 63 minus 63 will cancel out. Then we have negative 3y is equal to 69 minus 63. The answer will be 6. The last step, so we divide both sides by negative 3. So our value of y will be negative 2. So the point that we're looking for, which is the common point of the two equations, x is equal to 9 and y is equal to negative 2. So x is equal to 9 and y is equal to negative 2. And that's, students of year 12, the end of our discussion for today, focusing on solving algebraic expressions using simultaneous equation. So we already discussed what we told about substitution method and our elimination method. So next time we will talk about how to do the graphical method to obtain our common points of intersection.